Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. So this is a message about at first you don't succeed, try again, right? We don't quit in the dream. So I'd set up this greenhouse, man. I got it on the online. It was like $300. It's actually way more bomber than I thought. Yet it's a sale. It's a sale, right? So, you know, they give you, this is what's supposed to anchor it to the ground, which is a joke. So I knew that we have huge wind. The wind comes like right through that little thing there. It's like a funnel and it gets really windy. So I was like, okay, wind's going to be a problem. And I put this thing up, and then like 2 days later, like a storm passed through and it was kind of windy, and I was like, I better go like secure it. So I was securing it down, and this giant gust got in there and literally like flipped the thing over, bent it all into the bent it up into this fence, right? Because I was just getting it tied down. So it came in and it tacoed the thing. Just totally like, just tacoed it. And I was like, oh man, like super bummed. Like you can see like it bent like these things, and like, it was all just, it was mangled, right? I was like, right off the bat, dude. My greenhouse just got mangled in the wind. But I knew it was going to be a problem when I first set it up because of the wind, and I was thinking about it, but like I didn't really have anything in here yet. I just had it, and at first I was bummed. I was like, where am I going to put this thing? And then I regrouped, and I was like, okay, this is a blessing. So, you know, the way I do it is I went and set a bunch of posts, anchored, cemented in a bunch of posts, eye bolts, rope, the whole thing. Like, this thing's not going anywhere. No, my radio's not on. You want me to turn it on? I'm making a video right now, though. Turn it on. It's on. Okay, we're on communication, dude. We just got walkie-talkies. Just don't turn it off. Okay, I won't turn it off. Okay, so I was pretty bummed, but then I was like, I took a moment. I regrouped. I was like, okay, how am I going to do that? So I anchored all these posts down, but I built them so I could put a header up here to make ultimately a hardened greenhouse. Dude, I told you I was in the middle of doing something right now, bud. I was kidding. Okay, so my plan is always to build with the intent of building onto it later. So these are all treated. They're in place. They got the eye bolts down on the bottom. I can add more if I want later. But I guess the reason I'm really making this video is the mountains don't care. Again, it's the mountains don't care, right? It's up to me to regroup. It's up to me to decide whether this is a bummer or this was actually a blessing in disguise. And I'll tell you what, like, the winds really kick in like, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. It's like a month of just crazy wind. If I had this thing fully dialed in with my, like, you know, my strings and my stuff hanging on my climbing fruits and vegetables and whatnot, and this thing had ripped up, it would have been a catastrophic loss. It would have been a catastrophic loss. But it happened at the perfect time. But when it's happening, you don't really understand that. You're just like, I got KO'd. But the KO made me have to come in and get extra gnarly. And that's what I did. And the funny thing, and this is like to the message for homesteaders out there or people doing this type of deal, is you go online and look at greenhouses and all the greenhouses. The one thing they don't seem to talk a lot about is the wind. Wind, I don't know where you live, whether it doesn't get super windy one way or the other. But greenhouses with this kind of setup and wind are a catastrophe. So I would highly advise anyone who's doing this like this for $300. This is a win. It's a win for the next like 2 or 3 years. 4 posts, which are expensive right now, $60. The rope and the eye bolts was another $40. So all said and done, it was a $400 setup. Probably get 4 years out of it, 3 years out of it, something like that. You're good to go, but prepare for the wind. I knew it, but I wasn't going to come at it this hardcore. I was going to do it the whole thing with the sandbags and that thing. They would have been flinging around here like this. This isn't going anywhere now. If it does, I'll be surprised. It'll shatter. It'll destroy itself first. This thing's not going anywhere. So, and the other message I have is like, yeah, that's part of the gig here. There's no free passes. The mountains don't care. The wind doesn't care. It's just what you put between the mountains and the wind is subject to your ability to like anchor it down. So we're anchored down. We're fired up in the dream. And 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But so I took 2 steps forward getting this thing. I took the 1 step back with this thing tacoing. I came back, I regrouped, I took it all apart, I rebent everything, dude. It was a whole day. I lost a whole day on this. Instead of just taking 2 steps forward, I took 4 steps forward. By just going, you know what? Boom. And I didn't lose any time on this. I lost, all said and done, I'm 3 days out from when the wind came on Tuesday. I went down and got all the the post on Wednesday. I set them Wednesday. Yeah, I set them Wednesday. And here we are. Ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll. It's Friday today. My day, I'm 1 day off. But anyway, so now I'm going to start filling up my greenhouse knowing that it's not going to go anywhere. Fired up in the dream. Links down below if you want to support the dream. You want to chip in on a greenhouse, whatever you want to do, dude. This is a crowd-funded reality, dude. We're all living. Remember, the biggest contribution you can make to this channel is to use the name tags and be kind to people. The Illusion, signing off.